The remnants of Debby are upon us, bringing gusty winds, heavy rains, a threat of severe thunderstorms, tornado watches, even now a tornado warning in Orange County. This is all affecting a good portion of our area today.
Indeed it is. We're on red alert. This on top of the rain we've had all week long. Of course, the saturated ground, the wind gusts are proving to be a messy and dangerous combination. We've seen trees down all across the tri-state area, from Queens to Mount Vernon to New Jersey.
Here's a live look down at the Jersey Shore, Seaside Park, courtesy of EarthCam. Cloudy, rainy, even the camera lens there is affected by the humidity. You can see some of those wind gusts, though. We do have live team coverage here for you today. Jennifer Bisram is in Queens, where a huge tree toppled onto a house earlier today. Christine Sloan, she's in New Jersey. Let's get our red alert forecast, though, checking back in with Vanessa Murdoch in for Lonnie. And Vanessa, we've seen that tornado warning that you've been walking our viewers through the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, so good news there. That tornado warning has dropped. The bad news is this could be something that we see repeated over the next few hours as a powerful line, the tail end of Debby, sweeps through the region. But for those of you in Orange County, I'm not saying to let your guard down, but I do want you to know the tornado warning has been dropped by the National Weather Service. That means they no longer see the likelihood of a storm cell producing a tornado. But let's all get ready, right? Let's be prepared, know what's up for tonight. So we have a red alert because the remnants of Debby continue to throw challenges our way. Heavy rain sweeping across the region right now. Most areas will pick up a ½ inch to 2 inches, but we have had reports from some of our weather watchers. They've gotten over the 2-inch mark already. Strong winds have been persistent for much of the day, and that's why we showed you those trees coming down. And of course, we cannot rule out an isolated tornado. Here are the remnants of Debby. It is racing off in the northeasterly direction. You see here up toward Burlington, the center of the storm really just southwest of there. But what we're dealing with is the trailing front. And this trailing front is throwing a lot of activity our way, most recently that tornado warning, and is also resulting in the winds, especially numerous reports of damage. Here is the area that was just warned for a possible tornado. The red warning box disappeared. Great news here. But it's still heavy rain. It's still gusty winds, still some lightning. It's heading toward, it's over Middletown now, heading toward Montgomery. It's going to be traveling up towards Wallkill, Wappinger as well. Newburgh, you'll get hit by this cell. So expect gusty winds at the very least, torrential rain, some rumbles of thunder. Montgomery at 512, Shawangunk 522, Wallkill at 527, Platkill 542, Marlborough at 550. So this one of the many cells we'll be dealing with over the next several hours. We expect this line to move through until roughly midnight, closer to the city between the hours of 6 and 8. Gusty winds, possibly an isolated tornado, and torrential rain. We'll look more closely at the timing and when it finally gets out of here in my full forecast. Christine and Dick, back to you.
Thank you, Vanessa.
And those strong winds are bringing down trees on homes and cars across our area.
Jennifer Bisram continues our team coverage. She's live in Auburndale, Queens. Jennifer.
Hi, Dick and Christine. Let's get straight to that tree that just came crashing down onto this two-family house earlier this morning here on 42nd Avenue in Auburndale, Queens. Now, the good news in all of this is that no one was home at the time, but you can see the tree is on top of the roof, the branches. It took down power lines. Right now, there is yellow tape here, so no one can kind of walk in this area. But the owner tells us she has been complaining to the city about this tree for years. This huge tree was no match for the strong wind gusts in Queens Friday morning. It toppled onto this two-family home. Branches could be seen on the roof, through windows, and covering parts of the doorway.
I cannot believe it happens to the house.
Sally Shu has been living here for 7 years. She says she's made multiple complaints to the city, asking for it to be taken down.
It's very dangerous. Every time it's raining, windy day, you know, a lot of branch fell down.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams on CBS News New York at noon.
It's best to be home, and remember the ground is soaked due to the previous rainfalls that we received, so it brings a greater level of danger. And just try not to, to walk under those large trees.
Remnants of Debby are expected to bring more heavy rain, high winds, and flooding to the New York City area Friday evening. As city agencies prepare, New Yorkers are bracing for dangerous conditions.
I have to fix the roof, the siding.
According to New York City's Emergency Management Office, as of 3:30 Friday afternoon, there were over 1,500 reports for service for trees received and 161 reports of trees down in the 5 boroughs.
I'm upset and I don't know what to do.
And a live look at this tree right now, you can see it completely was uprooted from the ground earlier this morning. Again, it's on the roof here. It's on the doorway. Now, we did reach out to the city regarding the homeowners saying that she had made multiple complaints to the city to get it taken down. We have not heard from anyone from the city just yet. In the meantime, the family here says they are hoping that it doesn't rain a lot because they have multiple cracks in the roof and they do not want water and more damage inside of their home. We are live in Queens. Jennifer Bisram, CBS News, New York.
All right, Jennifer, we're going to talk to the city right now about this.
Absolutely. Joining us now live to talk about how the city is preparing for this and also responding tonight is First Deputy Commissioner for the Office of Emergency Management, Christina Farrell. Thanks for joining us. We do appreciate your time. You know, you just saw Jennifer, well, you probably heard Jennifer's report there of that tree down in Queens. Not the first time that we've heard residents say that they've been warning the city about issues like this. How do you suggest people go about getting a response, and what do people then need to do if a tree does come down?
Yeah, so we have had some trees down, as you said. I saw that large one in Queens. People, if it is life safety, if something is, preventing people from leaving their house or another situation, definitely call 911. People can also call 311. The Parks Department is activated. They have been working all week on removing trees and working through that. And obviously the police department, fire department, other agencies, if it is a life safety. So we will be tracking this all night and weekend to assist people if they do have down trees. But
what about when they're asking for help before the tree comes down? When they're saying that their calls are being unanswered, how do we go about getting that solved for these residents?
Yeah, I mean, that is a very good question. I know the Parks Department is always looking at these. There are many trees down. People know that we are getting more and more rain, more weather emergencies. And so this is definitely something for the city to look into and to work to stay on top of, because we would like to address this issue before it becomes an emergency.
Christina, we know the NYPD has to get out the message on what to do, and they're flying drones that actually have speakers on them, something pretty new from what I could see. How else can you get the word out when there are emergencies like tonight?
That is a new process that we started this week with the police department, to use drones to get the message out. We're very active talking to the press, talking on social media. We have a WhatsApp channel now. We also do, through Notify NYC, we will do landline calls because we know not everybody is always on social media. And we're always looking for new ways. We have many community partners. We work with elected officials. So we will try, pretty much anything to get the word out and to refine our process.
We've told our viewers about the travel advisory that's been issued. We heard the mayor at the beginning of our broadcast suggesting everyone just try to stay indoors tonight. And they're also encouraging here in the city for people to take mass transit. But what's being done to prevent flooding in the subways if that happens?
We work very closely with the MTA. I know that they have been by our side all week to work on flooding if that happens. There's a state of emergency in the state, which I'm sure you've been covering. We work with them if we need pumps or different things, but it should be nice starting tomorrow morning. So we hope for one more night, people can take it easy, maybe stay off the roads, out of the subways if they can, and then enjoy a nice weekend after that.
First Deputy Commissioner for the Office of Emergency Management, Christina Farrell, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Very busy at that office right now. We can tell you hundreds of out-of-state utility workers are staged in a SUNY Purchase parking lot for the storm. They're here to help Con Ed respond to potential damage from Debby. More than 600 workers came in large utility vehicles to Westchester. Those crews came from the Carolinas, Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana.
It's good to see that reinforcement here.
From all across the country. Incredible.
Absolutely. Now let's go to New Jersey. As we've been reporting, there's a majority of counties remaining under a tornado watch until tonight there.
Christine Sloan covers New Jersey, and she's covered up a bit tonight. Christine, you got the hood on. Tell us what's going on live from Madison.
I hope you can see me. Yeah, Dick. So the rain just started coming down moments ago, and this is what wind damage does. This is the mess that's left behind from Tuesday's storm. As you can see behind me, tree branches down, phone lines down, and look at this next to me right here. A transformer blew off of a pole and landed on the pavement, and so many roads in this borough are closed as many people here worry about that tornado watch. Officials in Madison describe what happened in the borough on Tuesday as some kind of direct weather hit. Many roads still remain closed. Trees came crashing down on homes and cars. Residents in this quaint Morris County community are bracing themselves for more rain and fierce winds as Tropical Depression Debby moves through. Crews are going street by street to make sure there are no more branches on power lines. In the same county, in Florham Park, more damage Friday morning after a tree came crashing down on a power line, burning a hole in the pavement and shutting the road. The superintendent of the electric company in Madison says the damage on Tuesday was extensive. Close to a dozen poles down, transformer boxes landing on the street, and power outages.
Everything got black, and before you know, you couldn't even see out the window. It looked like a fog was rolling in. It was from the rain and wind. It was almost like a Sandy, with like 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds.
But we have a forecast right now that we don't know what's going to happen. So the best thing to make it as smooth as possible is just to get as many people as we can safely to their destination without navigating roads during high winds. And what people may think is a nice drive down the street, a little breeze as you're feeling now because of ground saturation could put something right down on top of that car.
The director of the Office of Emergency Management in this county saying, you just heard it, stay home if you don't have to be out. And look at this, the rain is coming down much harder than it did before, and we've seen the wind pick up just a tad bit. But again, if you don't have to be out, just stay home. Tomorrow is going to be a better day, right? So we are live in Madison, New Jersey. Christine Sloan, the CBS News New York.
Tomorrow's forecast is a lot better, Christine. Thank you for that update. The weather is, of course, causing some problems for air travelers as well. Here's a live look at Newark Airport, where flights are being delayed by about 2 hours, 40 minutes there. Over at LaGuardia, delays are running about 2 hours, 44 minutes. And then JFK reporting delays of 2 hours, 14 minutes. We will have continuing coverage throughout the hour here as we track the latest on these storms. Coming up in just a little bit at 5:30, how Long Island is preparing for the winds and what's coming tonight. And we always, of course, have the latest weather updates on our website, cbsnewyork.com.